This is Dave at CarTitles.com and Title Recovery. When title recovery projects are considered, the urgency of starting that project is crucial. If a car title goes too long without being recovered, there could be a few consequences for the new owner. First of all, in many states, title records are purged at certain intervals. And if the records in the prior state have been purged and the old ownership is no longer part of the record, it may be impossible to get that good chain of ownership to establish the new titling history for the new owner. At the same time, if a vehicle is unregistered for a long period of time, there may be penalties and interest and other fees associated with that gap in registration history. There also may be a lien accrual. If there's a lien on the vehicle that goes a certain period of time without being paid, there may also be an increase in the amount of the principal of the lien based on statutory interest or statutory penalties. A long period of time between ownership or additional owners may also trigger additional sales tax on the vehicle for the new owner. Expired registrations are usually no good, especially if it's within the same state. So getting that new title process started as soon as possible will normally reduce the amount of liability for the new owner. The prior title ownership comes into play in some title recoveries when contacting prior owners is important to get the new title. Those contacts can disappear over time, so that if the prior owner has a certain address or certain location, over time they may have moved 2 or 3 times and it may be more difficult to reach that person to get documentation executed or to verify that ownership and the transfer to the new person. The last thing, which certainly may not be the most important thing, but there's always price increases. As the new year starts or new fees are announced by different DMV or titling agencies, those fees are passed along to, of course, the new owner, so that if a registration fee was $45 one year and now they're $65 next year, that additional $20 is going to be an additional cost. So keep in mind that with car titles, the sooner you start the process, the better. You're going to need a title anyways, so you might as well start it now. If it's going to take 3, 4, 5 weeks, sometimes 6 weeks to get a new title through a level 3 title recovery, starting it early means you get the title as soon as possible. Look, no matter what day it is today, 2 months from now is still going to occur. You might as well have your title in your hand 2 months from now rather than still waiting for it because you didn't start the process. Worst case scenario, you'll save some money on your title recovery process. We've seen just in the last year and a half, a level 3 title recovery that used to be $200 or $300 is now $500 or $600 because of the fees and the additional time that goes into creating the new title record for the current owner of the vehicle. And at the same time, there are some titles that have existed so long without being registered with the DMV that it's impossible to get a new title, and we've had to turn away some cases because the vehicle has been untitled for so long it's no longer in the system and can't be titled. So if you have a vehicle you don't have a title for, it may have been a year or 2 since it's had a title or it's been sitting in your driveway, be sure to start that title recovery process as soon as possible. There's no disadvantage to doing that, and you're going to need a title anyways. The title problem's not going away. The sooner you get started, the sooner you'll have that title in your hand, because this is really what you want. You don't want to have a vehicle in your driveway. You want to have a vehicle in your driveway and a title in your hand. So start that process as soon as you can. You'll get your title and you'll save some money.